In this video, we're going to be looking at Walking Blindly, Elizabeth Catlett's fourth print in her portfolio For My People. In this print, we see a woman in full color in the central location, and her arms are raised, one leg is partially raised, and it looks like she's dancing. She's surrounded by three other people, and they're represented in grisaille. So that means that they're represented in black and white and gray rather than other colors like red and blue that we see in the woman in the central portion of the print. Of these three background people, we see a woman on the left side with her eyes closed, mouth open, and arms raised. On the right, we have a man who has his head lowered, eyes closed, and holding a flask. And then at the bottom, we have a young boy who's sitting on a stoop or a step. His knees are kind of pulled up, his head is down, and he has one arm and hand flat against the ground supporting him. All of these people have their eyes closed and they're encountering the world either um, in contrasting ways, either kind of joyfully and openly or more closed off and tentative. In Margaret Walker's poem, this is the seventh stanza out of 10, and she talks about this range of experiences, these various ways of being blind in the world. So there are people walking blindly spreading joy, but then there are also people who are getting drunk, who are hopeless, who are tied to their circumstances and unable to break free from those. And she mentions um, kind of or alludes to the systemic oppression of Black people in America. So she concludes the stanza with tangled among ourselves by the unseen creatures who tower over us omnisciently and laugh. And that is a really troubling way to try to get through the world, right? It makes it almost impossible to go through your day. And that kind of systemic oppression is something that the Black Panthers also confronted in their work in the 60s and 70s. In this print by Catlett from 1993, we see her paying tribute to the Black Panthers, the founders, Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale, in that large double portrait. In the group of four men above that, we also see Eldridge Cleaver and Bobby Hutton, who are also part of the kind of core founding group. The Panthers were founded as a kind of neighborhood watch organization in a neighborhood in California to patrol the neighborhood and be on the lookout to stop police violence against the Black community. In the 90s, when Catlett made this, there was beginning to be a reorganization and a renewal of the Black Panther Party, which had kind of gone quiet in the 1980s. Between these two prints, we see Catlett's commitment to the rights of Black people and a sympathy for their experiences. There isn't a judgment, for example, of the man who has the flask. He's represented in a sympathetic way. And between Catlett's print and also Margaret Walker's poem, we see um, this this sympathy, this empathy for people who are making choices and walking blindly in different ways because there's no escape that they can see from that. And in the next video, we'll conclude the series and wrap up our discussion of Margaret Walker and Elizabeth Catlett's works For My People.